Well, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me in my shop. Today is March 29th, 4 days from the worldwide economic disaster that's coming. And the weather outside has really gone downhill. I'm going to show you a photograph here of what it looks like outside and what's coming today. A weather disaster is coming. Here's some pictures. So I took this morning, just half an hour ago or so. Outside our front window, the trees are full of ice like this. Here's another angle. This is the trees right out front of our house. These are drops on the window here, but this is all ice in here. And this is just the start. The forecasts are for up to 25 millimeters, which is well over an inch, I think. About an inch anyway of ice. That's enough to bring down all kinds of stuff here. So ice bringing us down, and the United States bringing us down. It's pretty sad, really. Hey, on that happy note, let's hide from all this and take a look at a radio. So yesterday I took a shot at making this radio operate, and I don't know how close it really came. The tubes all heated up, but I never heard a single sound come out of the speaker. I couldn't put my ear up against the speaker, which is unfortunate because sometimes it's worth really listening carefully and hearing if there's any hum or hiss in the speaker. I couldn't quite do that. So maybe it was working at an extremely low volume, I don't know. I'm going on the assumption that whoever built this knew what they were doing. It certainly looks that way. I'm really quite convinced that the person who did this knew exactly what they were doing. So the risk of turning it on seemed to me to be fairly low. And what else could I do anyway? But it didn't work. What I think I should do today is extract the receiver out of the cabinet here. And we'll look it over and see if we can't find something that somehow will tell me what's wrong here. So I'm just looking at how the cord goes in. So the heavy cord goes through a hole in the back of this box. So that means if I pull the radio out, the cord is going to stay in this hole. It's a bit of a hassle. Okay, got a bunch of screws to take off, and I'm going to pull the radio out, and we'll see what it looks like too. Okay, hold on a minute. There's something I think I forgot about yesterday. I noticed and then forgot about. This is the output that's going to the output transformer from the radio, and it's not connected. That's why this didn't work. Okay, well I think I'll still pull the radio out, and we'll try it again out of the cabinet with the speaker connected, hopefully. Okay, I've got the screws out. Let's pull the radio out here. I've left the tubes in. I don't know if that can get this out with the tubes in. Looks like it. There's some leaves inside here too. Why is this one not going? Oh, this isn't coming because of the cord. The cord is it's twisted around a couple times, right up tight against the radio. That's not good for the cord. What's holding me in now? These tubes have to come out. Okay, let's see how this cord is twisted around. I want to twist the radio this way. That's a little awkward. Untwisting the cord is awkward. I have to turn this whole thing upside down. Something's got to get turned around. It's going to have to be the radio here. I want to turn it over anyway, so let's turn it over in the direction it needs to go. Let's see what we get. Oh my gosh, some older capacitors in here. Surprise. Okay, not a lot to it, is there? It's mostly coils and tubes, these radios. So, a little surprised. Oh, this isn't connected. Oh yes, it is. It's connected down here. It's not very well done. Why the long leads? So it looks like he put these in. Why didn't he shorten the leads up? Put them in more appropriately here. What's all this tape he's put on? And you know, this tape can't be that old. This wasn't done all that long ago. This is the capacitor right here. Those sounds you hear are my cats behind me going wild. Just looking for anything that might really be out of sorts here. This is friction tape. This is much older than this tape. This is recent. This is a wire going nowhere. Just a taped up loose end. Is that what that is? Is there another loose end here? There is. Oh no, there isn't. It's definitely a wire. There's a wire in there because there's some pieces of cloth hanging out here too. Oh no, this is a wire. This is bad. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is cut here. This has been cut through. And then there's this. Uh-oh. What's all that mean? Three cut wires here. Wow, that radio didn't need them. Tape on one of them. This is a wire cut right through, right in the middle. Like it wasn't cut here. Put this tape on, he must have been fooling around with this connection. Why would he cut this wire afterwards? And what about this one? It's just going nowhere. Looks like it went here, but is that where it went? And then this one with tape on it. Why you put tape here but not here or here? Wow, that's a little disappointing. What's this over here? There's another wire. There's another one here. Yeah, it's cut here. It's cut. But there's tape here. Oh, this wire's cut, or it's broken off out of here, or it's cut away. What's going on here? So this other wire's connected. Holy smokes! What are you supposed to make of all that? I'm looking for, okay, so he's put in other wires to replace these ones. So where are those other wires? I don't see them. They would have to go through the same holes or around the ends. There's nothing. There's nothing doing that. You know, one cut here, one cut here, one cut here, here, and here. Why? You could cut a wire during a troubleshooting procedure, but you wouldn't just cut it in the middle like this. If you cut it like that, you have no plan to reconnect it. You can't shorten it up and reconnect it. That's awkward. Somebody doing that temporarily wouldn't do that. They'd probably break into this connection. Oh my gosh, what has happened here? Oh. Remember all that stuff I said about him? I'm sure the guy who worked on this knew what he was doing. So if that's the case, all this is just the way it should be. Whatever way that is. And the radio could still work because he knew what he was doing regardless of all these cut wires. I don't know what to think. I think I gotta go take a little break here. It's a totally unexpected situation in this radio. After a lot of hunting, I managed to find this photograph showing the underside of the radio. There's very few photographs of the underside of this radio. There's 1,000 photographs of the front and looking down in, in through the top. But underneath, this is the only one I could find. This is perfect too. So I'm going to arrange this photograph along with the camera shot so we can compare what's in the photograph to what's on my bench. Okay, so I've got the image up above, and we can start comparing one to the other. Let's start on the left where things look very similar. So we see the three wires here, and I guess I can point like this, and the 3 wires there. Then we come over to the tube. You can see the crossing wires here, and you can see the wires traveling along here. You can see this wire coming down here and this one in here. It's all matching up very, very closely. Come along, a little hard to see in the photograph, but it looks like everything, there's no reason to think this has been fooled with. We get out over here. You can see this sort of airborne connection. I think that exists in the photograph. You can see this wire here. You can see the clip right here. Oh, that moves. Okay, now let's work back from here. This is more difficult. You can see one wire coming back to here. Okay, and the next one seems to come to here. Here's the cut wire. And the next one, this bluish colored one, well, it's going into this. Here's where the wires cut. 2 resistors. I don't see any resistors in the photograph. So he may have had to do things because of his power supply. They may have had to add additional componentry here. Like if we follow, we have this high wire with some black stuff on it. I think I see it coming all the way over. You have another one on the photograph that's bent up in behind here, but that's probably this black one. I'm not sure. It seems to go down through a hole. Yeah. And this resistor sitting here, I don't see anything in the photograph that looks like a resistor. And I certainly don't see these. I don't see these. I don't see this. So what he's done here is he cut wires and then used resistors in their place because he had to do that because of his power supply over here. So this is interesting. This is an original component. It's a white, feels like porcelain or something on the outside here. Probably a capacitor. I see exactly the same thing sitting in the photograph. And then there is a capacitor right here. You can see it in the photograph. You can see it right here. the open capacitor. It's not sealed in any way. The wires are connected to it here. This capacitor is connected to one of the leads of this one. This one is connected to the grid. Fortunately, the guy wrote on it. You can't see it in the image right now, but G, F, F, and P. So grid, filament, and plate. He's done that on all these, so that's kind of convenient. So we say this capacitor is connected to the. Oh no, it's not. Or is it? Yes, it is. This capacitor is coming to the grid from this capacitor. This one also to the grid. You know what that sounds like? You know what this could be? How is the signal passed from one tube to the next in this radio, in the audio area? Is it done through audio transformers? I don't remember seeing any. We need to look at the schematic again. Okay, let's see if I can pull that off. No. Here's a nicely redrawn schematic of the radio. What's this? 200. What's going on here? I don't have a 200 there. I have a 201. Maybe this isn't exactly the same. Atwater Kent Model 20. Then it has these and 24. Well, this won't matter anyway. I'm not. I mean, how different is it? Look at the tube's exactly the same, so I won't worry about this. What I really want to see is how are they passing the signal. See, up here they're using RF transformers. We could see them. They're these big coils that are right out there to be seen. These transformers often have trouble in these old radios. The primaries give out. They can't take the voltage and the current and the heat on the primary, and they tend to fail. It's very common for these to be failed. And then one way to get around it, it's not the best way, is you just kind of abandon the transformer and then use a capacitor to pass the signal. And what that would look like is the capacitor would go from the plate of the previous tube to the grid of the next tube, just bypass this completely. There's two capacitors in there hooked up to the grid. So there's no capacitors in here. Whoop, I'll take that back. There's one here. Well, that's the one that we see mounted, the original one, and then there's two additional ones. Almost certainly they are bypassing the transformers here. So that's why I think he's got two capacitors installed. In the course of doing that, he's got to cut a lot of wires, because you have to cut the wires away from the going up to these transformers and reconfigure them. For instance, you have to somehow get a B plus onto this tube, and if this is open, you have to put something through here, and there is a resistance here, so you'd have to add a resistor, and that's probably what these resistors are. And they, let's see, so I'm looking at two additional resistors. They're connected to grids. Connected to a grid. Connected to a grid. That doesn't make sense, does it? That would be more like a grid leak kind of arrangement. Well, I guess you have to do something on this side too, because you've got the winding here. So that, I'm guessing now, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing someone who has bypassed the defective transformers in favor of using capacitors that connect across, pass the signal forward. These transformers are step-up transformers, and so that's part of getting the output high enough to operate. What it says here, it says phones. It doesn't even say speaker. What's this? Original part numbers. Transformer number. Battery connection. Okay, I'm going to stop for a little bit because I think I know what's happened to this radio now. I was just thinking, wow, the cats have been really quiet this morning, and then this showed up. There he goes. Where's he going? I don't know. He doesn't know either. There's nowhere to go there, cat. Yeah, and his brother, meanwhile, is over here. Both looking for trouble. And they're going to find it. Here's his trouble coming. This lightens up my day because the news is so terrible. It's so terrible here in Canada right now. The destruction of the trade arrangement between us and the United States is going to result in a disaster in Ontario here where I live. And for the first time, we're going to see a country actually take jobs from another country. It's the first time I've ever seen it actually happen by a matter of policy. Thievery. Thievery is what it is. And sorry for going on about this, but if you're American and you think all that's happening is you're getting the jobs back, that is not what's happening. The big car makers have made cars in Canada and Ontario here where I live right from day one. Right from day one. Oh my gosh, what are you doing over here? Yeah, so this isn't a question of taking jobs back. This is a question of tipping the scales in favor of the big bully. So the big bully. Oh my gosh, this is going really downhill here quickly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll let you watch this action for a few minutes. I'm going to have to stop it. See, that cheered me right up. Hopefully it's cheering you right up. Get me out of my funk. I spend my day trying to not fall into a funk over this. You giving up? Is that the end of that? No, you're not getting that there. This is bad stuff for you. Guys, why don't you go somewhere else in the house and goof around there. In fact, if I throw something down the way here, will you go get it? Okay, I'm going to throw this down the way. Here it goes. Bird, what happened? You're supposed to run after that. What happened? Oh, so what happened now? He sees his brother playing with it. I gotta go see now. So there they go. Yeah, good for that. Thank God I've got these cats. I really am saved emotionally by these cats. There's no doubt about it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if we take the assumption now that some clever guy has bypassed the output transformers and put in components necessary to achieve that, then it raises the other question, why didn't we hear it? Is it just because I didn't have a speaker plugged in? That's probably the reason. Okay, so we're going to try it again. I'm going to turn it right side up. It can't sit on this really. It cannot sit on this. Oh boy. How would I do this if I can't have it sitting on this stuff? Put it back in, screw it back in place. I don't want to do that yet. I have to stand it up on blocks. But how are you going to block this up? All questions I need to answer. But first, I'm going to go and drink coffee. Okay, I think I'm ready now for another attempt. So I have the speaker connected. It's very loose. But that's it. Okay. Swing this around here. Tubes are back in. The antenna is not connected yet. We're going to start without an antenna connection. Plug it in. Okay, rheostat's down. And we'll tune this to, I'd like to have the capacitors mostly closed. That's where the stations are. So I set this to 80. Set this one to 80. I assume these all line up this way, but they probably don't. Not exactly anyway. And the battery, or the antenna connection, we'll just stick it in the middle here. Switch is on. So we're ready to power up. Okay, I think we are ready. So with the switch on, as soon as I turn the power on, this thing will start operating. Well, it'll stay. Yeah, that's what we want to find out. Is it going to start operating? Well, these are down, so with these turned down, it won't operate. In fact, I got them right down all the way now. Okay, so unless I generated a short circuit or did something rough on the radio when I put it back in, it should work exactly as it did yesterday. And nothing bad happened yesterday. And it was good. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, I got to turn up the heaters here, and I've got to be able to see something. I've got to turn this big light out, turn this one out. So what I want to be able to see the heaters. I got to turn out all the lights. We're going in the dark here. Okay, turning up first. Oh, I can see heat in these tubes already. You have to turn this rheostat all the way up to make a significant difference. That's not a lot. Turn this one up. Come on, tubes. Show some heat. Yep, there they go. So we're not hearing anything though. Be very quiet. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Okay, we can put some lights on now because I've seen the heat. Okay, for interest's sake, we're putting 88 volts into here. So this is low to begin with. So I'm going to increase that but leave the dim bulbs in. Push it up to, let's get up in the range here, up over 100. So we have 100 volts on the supply. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to interfere with the speaker connection here and see if we hear anything. Nothing from the speaker. Nothing from the speaker. That's not very good. Now, what about the speaker connections at the back here? I'm going to be a little careful because there's a high voltage coming from the speaker connections. Just a second. There is sound coming out of the speaker. There are clicks and pops coming out of the speaker. Kind of breakdown sounds. Okay, I'll be quiet. See if you can hear it. Sounds like a Geiger counter. Okay, so I'm going to put the antenna on. And because I do not have the antenna connected. Where's my antenna lead go? Here, it's buried. Okay, first connection will be a ground connection to the ground wire. Nothing happened. This is the antenna connection. Doesn't seem to be any effect. Okay, so we'll hook up the antenna. Antenna connected, 102 volts being supplied. We'll fill with this. Any clicks or sound? Nothing. Okay. It's a long shot, but I'll twiddle these knobs. But I mean, it's a total long shot. What I really need to do is, tune these to the same spot, fire in a signal generator signal that I can control, put a beefy signal into this thing and see if it makes it through at all. The other thing I can do is I can turn these heaters up a little higher. That's all they're worth. It would appear that there's no sound getting from the antenna out the speaker. That's what it appears to me. There's just the speaker static has disappeared. Nope, it's back. And let's try this antenna on and off thing again. So I'm just trying to generate any noise at the antenna that will come out the speaker. That would feel a lot better. No, there's nothing going on. The staticky sounds, the lightning sort of sounds, are very, very quiet. Ticking kind of sounds. That could easily be any one of these tubes breaking down internally. Could easily be one of the tubes doing that. Other than what I've suggested, which is to pile in a signal generator signal and see if we can't force it through the radio. I think that's got to be my next step. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little break, and then we'll try punching a big signal through this thing. Okay, so what I've done is I've switched the antenna input from an actual antenna over to my signal generator here, which is set to 760 kilohertz with the low end of the AM band. I have the receiver dialed up to the let me just make sure I don't have this wrong. Yeah, I'm on the low end of the band. And we'll set all these numbers the same here, 80, 80, 80. These two are kind of identical in the sense that the circuit is kind of the same thing in here, just a different stage, but this one's different. This one is doing something a little bit different. So maybe these numbers add up or line up, 80 and 80, and maybe this is something else, or they don't line up at all. I don't know. Turn this down a little bit. Signal level coming from here right now is this is the dial here. This guy controls the output. I gotta check the calibration on this because I can see the meter is pinned up here. Let's just calibrate it. Okie doke. And if I do this, there's now a 1000 hertz tone being transmitted by that at 760 kilohertz. Okay, we're ready again. We'll turn on the set. I can turn these down. You can still see, you can start to see this tube heating up right here. I can see it. Okay, tubes are there's one here. I can't actually see the heater in it. Okay, let's see what we got anyway. So I'll set this thing for maximum, as I understand it anyway, maximum heater current, give maximum amplification. Flip this around a bit. Check the input voltage, 102 volts coming to this, so that should be plenty. Not a sound. Okay, so we're going to crank this guy up. Might as well put it on full. So what's coming out of here now is a ridiculously strong signal that any radio can receive, even if you don't turn them on. That's how strong it is. So what we should be hearing is a 1000 hertz tone. These are turned up full. Let's go hunting. Total silence. Complete silence. Just see if these are actually calibrated anyway. So put this to 0 and put this to 0. And what do we got back there? We have a wide open. That's wide open, and then this must be 180 degrees. It must be closed. All right. So the big number is closed, and there's a low end. But we're not getting anything at all. Nothing whatsoever. Okay, so we'll set these again to a common setting, 80, 80, and 80. And we'll move the signal generator around and see if there's a spot where it comes in, which I kind of doubt, but let's give it a try. go up to like 9, I think. 950. 990. Well, I don't want to, I better continue along here. So we'll just, oops, I got to check the calibration now. Okay, 1000 hertz tone going. I can't imagine we're going to hear any of this. Here we go. Nothing. No surprise. Nothing at all. Well, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with this? We haven't heard a thing come out of the speaker except some what sounded like breakdown sounds. What would I do here? Can I not hook this up to a coil and then just hold the coil near some of the coils here and see if I can't cheat a signal into the radio at a later stage? You know, that's not a bad idea. That's a simple thing to try. Here's a handy coil. It's a bit of a long shot, but let's try it. I mean, it's a real long shot. There's a lot of complications in doing this, including the fact I'm using a little, 5-turn coil here. Oop. What started that up? I bumped this coil, this cord. Oh, that's not good. Okay, power off. Power off. There, we got a problem. What exactly? Oh, you know what I was moving? I think I was moving the speaker connection. Let's put power back on. Power back on. The speaker connection. Because we were hearing static and we're not hearing static. So did the speaker disconnect? I think the answer would be yes to that. Oh yeah. This loose connection is really loose. I believe it's connected now. I don't know if it's connected now. I mean, this is not going to do. This will never do. I don't know. I don't know if that's... I gotta bring the speaker down from up here. I think I'm going to reach across here. Okay, here's the speaker. And wear it like a headphone. She's a humming away. Okay, let me, what was I doing before? I was fooling around with the wire at the back. Well, it's humming, so it's connected. It's humming, it's connected. Okay, wearing it like a headphone. How do people go deaf? Doing stuff like this. So I have this speaker pushed up against my ear here. And trying to listen for anything. Anything. So I can hear these. It definitely cuts the volume down. Oh, yeah. Anybody hear that? Hello, my ear still working? Some rather large crackle came out of this. I'll hold it up to the microphone here, you can listen. I'm assuming you're hearing some crackling there. But it's really not working. So I've got a powerful signal coming in now at 900. So we just try 60. 60, I mean it's all just any hint of a signal. Okay, not happening. So we'll go back to our oh, I don't have the antenna hooked up anymore. Oh, no signal generator connected. Oh. Oh, halfway through doing something else. Let's go back. Let's go back to the signal generator here. Antenna. Ground. Didn't hear a thing. Didn't hear any crackling coming out of here. Okay. Hello, anybody? Just nothing from the front end of this radio is making it to the speaker. Okay, so we'll do the coil experiment now. Do the coil experiment. Lots of problems with doing this. I'm going to put it right near this coil, right in the middle of the radio. I think it's RF, detector, amplifier, I believe it's audio, detector. So we're ahead of the detector, I think, because the coil's right there. Okay. These are turned up. And the tubes are lit. The speaker is in hand. I just hear a garbly hum. Very, very faint garbly hum. Okay. So again, we'll set these to some neutral setting here. Let's say we'll stick with 80, 80, 80. 80, 80, 80. And we'll go hunting. Okay. Hunt. I'm going to go up from here. I think I've got it tuned down here. Oh, guess what? I'll hold this up to the headphones, to the microphone. Can you hear a tone? It's there. The tone is there. It is there. Okay, we're going to put this here. We're going to try to boost this tone now. I can get a little more output out of this signal generator. Oh, I cannot. Phew. She's right up at the top here. I can, but I'm cheating. Okay, it's still there. I don't hear it. Okay. I think I gotta put this up against my ear again. As dangerous as this is. So these shouldn't make an effect, should make a difference rather, because I'm trying to inject the signal here. This is making a difference. This is the tuning spot, but you can see how much volume there is. There's no volume at all. Take no volume here. So we're going to try something different. We're going to abandon the fellow's output transformer method that he's put in here, and we're going to try a classic radio speaker that's really designed for a radio like this, and see if that doesn't make it work. Okay, but break time for me. Oh, I need to take a peek at the weather here because of the freezing rain, and I live right here, and you can see the storm line is going like this. Let's run this and see what it's doing. Come on. Doesn't want to go. What's happened here? My whole computer's stuck? Huh. Wouldn't you know it? The weather website has gone down because of the bad weather. Well, anyway, we're clear here for now, for a while. That's really strange. Well, that's how it goes. Whoop! Can't reach this page. Uh-oh. I wonder what's happened here. Check the connection. Is our internet gone? I'm looking at my phone, and it doesn't seem to be. Don't know what's going on. Weirdness. Let's refresh. See, it's not just the 100-year-old radio that's in trouble. It's also all this. Well, something's happened here. I don't know what. Okay, go drink some coffee and wait. Okay, I think I just realized what another good step would be. Watch out there, Bert. Don't step on my keyboard. So I'm injecting the signal quite a ways into the radio, in fact right into the detector. Why don't I inject the signal further up in the radio and then try to get the next stage going? That'd be a good idea. That's the way to think about it. What are you doing here, Bert? Bert's become all lovey-dovey over here. Yes, I know, it's tough, isn't it? It's tough being a cat. Yeah. Look at him. Look upon this face. Where's your brother? What happened to your brother and the other guy? Or girl? They went for a snooze. Why don't you go for a snooze? Okay, you go. There he goes. Go for a snooze. Now, back to this. What was I thinking? Oh yes, I'm going to move the injection point back. And I wish I could... I don't have to wish. Wishing is stupid. How can I get a microphone right down next to this speaker? I think I can do it. And he's come to help. Oh, I didn't move the camera, did I? But that's okay, because I have a microphone right up here, which I'm going to take down. You can probably hear this actually. I have some here. Down you come. Okay. Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay, let's turn the volume down on this one. And I'm going to put it right on top of the speaker. Oops. Like so. Like so. Okay, now watch out there, cat. Now I have to put on some headphones here, so I'm going to lose some control of the volume because when I wear headphones I get a different impression of the volume levels. Now what are we going to hear from this? Okay, up with the volume. Well, we'll just run like that and we'll see what happens. I can actually talk into this microphone too. Okay, so signal generator still running. Radio picked it up around this frequency of 847 when pumped into the detector. So we're going to move the pumpage back. But first, let's get this thing operating. Oh yes, you can definitely hear it. Kind of sounds like a radio, doesn't it? Can you hear that tone? You know what I'll do? I'll change the pitch from 1000 to 400 and you'll hear it. No, you won't. Can't hear the 400. I can hear the pitch. So let's move this injection point around. Maybe we can find a better injection point. A little better there. That's better. Okay, we're going to tune the detector. Okay, we're tuned on the detector. Now we're going to move up to this coil. So this one is tuned to 80. Going into the detector. Trying to get this into the next stage. Oh, no, there's something ringing. Nothing. And if we go back here, I can't imagine this is gonna come through. That shouldn't matter. Where'd the detector go? There it is. this shouldn't matter because it's controlling these two tubes up here. Not sure what I expect here, but I'm just doing this. Let's go back up here. My imagination's strong enough that I can hear this tone even when it's not there. Have to be a little careful. She's not coming. What was that other? What was the speaker? That's not very reassuring. Could it be as simple as bad tube contacts? Because we can hear this. Ooh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Seems to be working, but it's up here. Not going so well. Well, that tells us, I think, that the detector stage is working. If you get a signal here, it's going to come out the speaker. It's getting the signal here, that's the problem. There seems to be nothing coming from up here at all. It seems that way anyway. I think injecting the signal right into these coils would do the trick. This isn't getting anywhere at all. What did I do there? Did I do that? That sounded like my phone, actually. My phone is, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Phone can cause interference. Oh, it's far enough away. It's behind me. That's my phone. How's it making the sound way up here? Well, the radio's receiving something. Let's put this here. I can boost the power more from the transmitter. There's no question it's coming through. Well, I think, just judging by what time it is here in the morning, I think what I kind of have to do here is, let me turn this off. What I'm going to have to do, it's quite a Hummer, isn't it, too? I have to pull this out of the cabinet and start poking bit by bit all the way through it, trying to look for where the trouble might be. I think that's the only way to do it, is kind of troubleshoot my way through it. You know, it's an AM receiver, and my signal tracer over here is made basically for working with AM receivers, so I think I could probably use that radio, signal tracer radio, to trace the signal through here successfully. Find out, you know, how far it's getting and what's happening to it. I think that's got to be the right approach. Okay, so thank you very much for watching the video, and I'm done for today. We'll carry on tomorrow and see if we can't trace down the issue. Thanks a lot for watching. See ya.